All right, I don't really do these video comments on Facebook. Actually, I don't think I've ever done it, but I've done some things on YouTube. But still, uh, I'm doing this because I felt compelled and that I needed to put this on Facebook. Uh, Commenting and also adding my 2 cents that someone else, a friend of mine, put on Facebook. Plain and simple, all lives matter. Black lives matter, blue lives matter, everyone's lives matter. Just like this individualized bullshit, which is, in my opinion, what it is. Stop doing that bullshit. It's all lives matter. No, I saw on Facebook yesterday the support of the Black Lives Movement, which is great in and of itself, was he was, or I don't know if it's he or she, but they were complaining basically, or that they were complaining that not that their movement, the Black Lives Matter movement, was more important, but that it was, I don't know how to describe that. It was like better than the rest or more important than the rest, maybe, to stop this White Lives Matter movement. It's just like no, like all lives matter, plain and simple. End of story. Okay, and to comment on something else, if a police officer tells you to take your hands out of your pockets, you fucking do it. If you don't do it, your odds are greatly increased that you're gonna get shot. Plain and simple. If your hands are in your pockets, and an officer tells you to take your hands out of your pockets, and you don't do it, the officer is gonna think, well, they're not taking their hands out of the pocket. It has to be for a reason. Even if it's for no reason other than the fact that the person doesn't like officers, they're thinking, or they're probably gonna think, well, do they have a gun in the pocket? Do they have a knife? What do they have? What weapon do they have, or what do they have in the pocket that they could possibly use as a weapon? You just fucking do it. Because if you don't, anything else that happens afterwards, you're pretty much responsible for. We're all in control of our own actions for the most part. If I'm walking down the street and a store got robbed somewhere, and I fit the description, or even more simple than that, if I'm walking down the street and there happened to be a store that got robbed, or if I'm just walking down the street and a cop stops me for whatever reason, and my hands are in my pockets, he says, "Sir, can you take your hands out of your pockets?" You just fucking do it. You just fucking do it. A police officer's job is to serve and protect. They serve by protecting us, but they also have to protect themselves at the same time. And to comment on something, I guess in addition to, I don't know how long ago it was, but there was, I think it was either 2 or 3, but at least 2 NYPD officers that got shot. I think it was called execution style. They're in their cruisers, and either I think it was 1 gentleman or 2 gentlemen, it doesn't matter, a certain amount of people went up to the police officer cruiser and shot them in point blank range because of an incident that happened prior. Like, the family of those, I think it was 2 or 3, the family of those officers that were murdered, because that's what it was, they're destroyed. I don't know if I can't remember if they had any kids or whatever else, but even if they didn't, their families are destroyed. That's someone's son out there. That's someone's grandson. That's possibly someone's father out there. That's someone's uncle, someone's godfather. It's just violence. There's a saying: violence breeds violence. Violence breeds violence. But murdering someone like that, or people like that, doesn't solve anything positive. It sends a message, without a doubt. It sends a big message, but not a positive message. Not I won't say the correct message, but not a good message. So it's just, I just find that bullshit that, people say cops are pigs, cops are dirty. Without a doubt. Not all of them, obviously. Just because the select few amount of, I'm gonna run out of time. Just because the select few amount of law enforcement people are dirty, doesn't mean they all are. No matter how big that select few may be, it doesn't mean they're all dirty. A police officer gives you an instruction, you just do it, plain and simple, end of story. Don't question it. I don't want to say don't question it, but if they say take your hands out of your pockets, put your hands in your head, you just do it, Next thing is, a lot of people, when a person gets shot by an officer, it pretty much turns into a race issue. In my opinion, it doesn't matter if it's a white officer or a black officer, if they tell you to do something, you don't do it, and then as a result of that, or events leading up after that involve you getting shot, it doesn't matter if the officer was white or black. It's a police officer. They told you to do something, you didn't do it, you did other actions, and you got shot. That's your own fault. If you don't follow the officer's instructions. Now, if you draw a weapon on a police officer, then they have the right to defend themselves. But that's another topic or story. So you just do it, But then, like my friend was saying, if a white guy got, if the officer that shot the person was black, would it be as big of an issue? Probably not, unfortunately. If it's a white officer, oh, he's racist or he's biased, he's this or that. It's just stop. Just stop that racist bullshit, because that's what it is. You follow the instructions of an officer, plain and simple. And like he was saying, when was the last time you heard about a white person getting shot by an officer? Honestly, I don't remember. I don't really follow the news, because to me, I don't like to follow the news because it's nothing really good ever. But still, but there's so much stuff that the media could cover that they don't. I've been on Facebook. I lost count because I don't want to keep count, but still, of how many truckers were killed or severely injured in accidents, either like on the New Jersey Thruway or in Delaware or Virginia, PA. Like, that doesn't get too much coverage. But a white person gets shot by a black officer, the whole media wants to know about it, and everyone knows about it. It's just like, what about all the other stuff that's going on? That's to say that that people getting in accidents aren't important, because it is. Lives are destroyed, especially when they pass away. But just stop with that bullshit. So ultimately, a police officer tells you to do something, you do it. No matter if you don't understand the reasoning, you do it. Even if the officer, because it happens, some cops are crooked, some are racist, some are extremely racist. Not all are. Even if you think in your mind for a fact that the officer is racist, you still do it, because then you can address that later. You can't address it if you're dead. And getting shot does not tickle. It hurts like a motherfucker. It burns, it stings, it hurts. It does not feel good. I'm not saying that to like make it as a joke, but no pun intended, getting shot does not fucking hurt. Getting tased getting shot does not fucking tickle. Getting tasered doesn't fucking tickle. It hurts like a motherfucker. And when you fall down, because your body goes like that and you fall, if you hit your head, when you come to, it ain't gonna tickle either. So, just, if a police officer tells you to do something, you just fucking do it. Even if it's wrong, you do it, and then you address the issue later, if it was wrong. Or if you feel that it was wrong. And I agree, Wawa's the shit. I miss fucking Wawa. But that's another thing. Denny's, I miss fucking Denny's too. So, but that's that. So, just all lives matter, and I know I keep saying it, but I'm trying to, I guess, reinforce my point. Just do what the officer tells you. Okay? Do it how they tell you, when they tell you, in the manner they tell you. If you don't, that's on you. That's your choice. We all make our own choices in life. You do what you got to do, and the consequences fall on you, whether it be negative, positive, or indifferent. That's that.